Hi there, I want to talk about a omnibus, Cable Soldier X from Marvel. This is a omnibus which isn't my favourite one that I've bought. I got it for a very cheap price just by chance because it had a publisher's return marker on it. I got it for £16. I think it's going for a lot more than that now. I'll throw something up on screen to show what I can find the price as. Personally, this book didn't do it for me. We'll have a look at the flip through and I'll explain some of the reasons why in a minute. But I think it's not aged particularly well, and there's some things that would now be deemed inappropriate, but not in a sort of fun old-fashioned way, just in a inappropriate way. But look, let's have a look at the book. Make your own mind up from having a little flip through, and we'll see where we are with it. Right then, Cable Soldier X. This is an omnibus from Marvel. It's not the thickest omnibus. I mean, it doesn't have the omnibus label on it, but listen, omnibus. It reads really well. First of all, it's bound. Got a nice binding on it. Opens up. Should be for a book this size, to be honest, because it's not a massive one. You don't get much in the way on the dust jacket, just some blurb. Then you get a repeat of the cover on the front, and you get a nice stylized picture on the back. Strange baby blue liner pages. It doesn't seem very cabley or badass, but there we go. But this is a book where you see Cable. He's got problems with his bioorganic virus. It's playing up, and they say that straight from the off, that he can't properly control his power levels. He's got issues with it, but he's still trying to go to these war-torn regions in order to save people. It's very much of its time. I mean, the art style's fine. It's not my favourite kind of art style, but it just doesn't do it for me. It's very, very okay. You have lots of him meditating and doing his Ascani, I don't know, his sort of religion or that he follows. It's just trying so hard for Cable to be cool, and whether when this came out back in the 90s this was the height of cool, I'm not sure, but it just comes over as someone trying too hard. Lots of it's like, yeah, I'm Cable, yeah, I'm tough, yeah, you got a problem with that, yeah, I gotta do stuff, yeah, and it's just like, you know, it's a little bit of hard work, I found anyway. I'm sure there's people who probably love this run and are probably so happy about it. But in this story, he's up against this revolutionary group that you find have got, you know, obviously they're fingering a lot of financial pies and aren't quite as downtrodden as they might seem, and he's up against the leaders there, and he just continues, you know, his bioorganic virus throughout the book. It's 1 minute he's got it under control, next minute he's expelling it from his body, the next minute it's out of control. It never really felt like there was any consistency, and I don't think the artists necessarily knew that if there's any consistency with it as well, because 1 minute it looks like he's not got it on his arm, and the next minute it looks like he has got it on his arm. It's just a little bit wishy-washy in that respect. He also has one of his sort of mentors from his religion turn up, who looks like a little, here he is, little Yodery type fella. He's okay, he's good for a few laughs, but he's never really about long enough for you to form any sort of opinion on him, particularly if you're reading this book in isolation, which I did. I get the feeling that there's lots of other stuff that needs to go with this in other books that, you know, that aren't included because they're not part of this run per se, but you really need some sort of wrapping around stories and information to fill in some of the blanks. I mean, they do give you a little update at the start of each book, you know, if it's necessary to say what Cable's current condition is and that, but yeah, it just didn't do it for me. It's a nice thong he's got on there. Yeah, I mean, look, perfectly serviceable artwork. Can't complain about that. I'm sure some people absolutely love it. Like I say, it does change towards the end of the book. You get some scripting pages at the back, but not really one for me, unfortunately. Okay, so that was the book. They say there's some jokes in there and sort of accenting of characters that, for me, I'm pretty passive to this kind of stuff because I just think of the time is of the time. But even then, it just felt a little bit like, oh, right, you're actually writing it like that. And also the story is just trying to be too damn cool. They're trying to make Cable forcibly cool, and it just comes off as someone who is totally not cool because of that. And they never really get to develop certain storylines or ideas in the book, because I guess Cable is being pulled off into other stories and other books, and they have to keep a level of sort of editorial control over what Cable is and what he can do. I just didn't enjoy the omnibus. I read it, didn't enjoy it. It's not terrible. It's not that it's terrible art. It's not that it's terrible writing. It's just dated, and it wasn't for me. Glad I got it. Glad I put it in my collection for sort of curiosity value, particularly at £16. But I wouldn't seek this out for a higher price unless you are a 100% dyed-in-the-wool Cable fan. Let me know what you think. Did you love this story? Does this really sing to you? With things going on in the world today, you know, this is the kind of story that is a reaction to that kind of stuff, you know. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.